Minecraft is supposed to be a sandbox game, I guess. Shadow. Sandbox game, and some people lack creativity. That's the best way I could put that. So, in today's video, what we are going to do is we are going to create a building together, and I'm going to go through step by step how to do so, and how to become an intermediate to advanced builder. So, I have created a super flat here. So, first thing what we want to do is find a location to build. Now, there's no landmarks or anything like that that stand out in this place, so I can build it practically anywhere. So we have put a location mark. We need to find out what we want to do. Right, so CK is yapping about different types of themes, but basically what I'm trying to say is that it's very important for you to figure out what kind of build theme you want. Not just like, do I want a comfy home, but like, do I want a futuristic ruined home? Do I want it to be in a lot of detail? Do I want it to be cool looking? Do I want it to look very dark and bland? And while that may be like a weird option, that is definitely an option, and I've known people to choose that. So you need to figure out what kind of theme you want for the build. These are very important for your build because whatever you want to choose or whatever you have chosen will dictate how you're going to build this build. Now, I know it's a sandbox, but there are steps and processes to take to get a good build. But before we get into the video, I want to thank our sponsor for today, Ultraplex. Ultraplex is a hosting service that hosts game hostings, VPS, web hosting, bot hosting, and technician services. My Minecraft server is actually being hosted by Ultraplex themselves. Their servers are amazing, and I'm not being paid to say that. I genuinely think that their services are actually really good. Their plans are very affordable. Their servers are really high quality servers. Their tech support is just even better. They can host many different types of games. It's not just Minecraft. They have Gary's Mod, GTA, Terraria, Rust, Factoria, and other games. They also host VPS, web hosting, bot hosting, and technician services. So if you just want to run a website, they have that too. And if you use code CK on checkout, you get 25% off your first purchase. That's a big discount, honestly. Thank you so much, Ultraplex, for this sponsor. Honestly, I couldn't run my YouTube channel without you guys. Thank you so much. Check out Ultraplex. Use code CK for 25% off. Let's get back to the video. For this specific build, what we're going to have is a ruin, cool, plus leaves, modern, futuristic build. So that's the build I'm going to go off of. So now what I'm going to do is select a build palette. Build palettes are important, and I'm not going to go over why they're important. Many people have covered that previously. And you probably, if you're here, you probably have already looked through some build palettes and stuff like that. So there would be no need for me to cover it because, well, you've technically already done that. Alright, so I've placed a couple blocks right here from mossy rough to rough stone. And so far this is looking great. This is not too much of a block palette. This is like the base. So let's get some leaves here. We're going to get some oak leaves. And maybe some sort of brown. So, will that work? Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we got a nice block palette here, and I think that would be it just for the simple build. So now it's the fun part, designing exactly what we want to do. So this is going to be our build. I'm thinking what we have is a section over here. So I've just created a rectangle right now, just for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start thinking what I want from the build. So I want it to be cool. So we're going to overlap that, and then we're going to come across here. And we're going to make it like that. And we're actually going to shave off quite a bit on this side. So now that we have that, I need to find out where's the door and all that. So we can create a door. Actually, we're going to take that apart. There we go. Something you need to keep in mind is if you don't like something, change it. Play around with it until it works. Right now I'm building the skeleton of the building, so we need to make sure everything is lined up and that we have a good structure to base our build upon. Alright, now we're going to add some depth. So we're going to increase this by 2. We're going to remove that by 2. So this is going to create a shift in the different layers. And that is going to allow us to create 3-dimensional shapes. Almost in a, I wouldn't say 4D, but more than 3D. So now that we have this skeleton structure, now let's go ahead and solidify the structure and make it, stand out. Make it 3-dimensional. Make it really solid. So now that we have solidified this area, let's work on some details. What I can do right here is add some windows, maybe one more right here. So now we got a rough shape. I've added some windows and some doors. Since it's going to be like a modern futuristic, I'm going to use black glass stained panes. For a door, there is no good doors per se, so we're just going to use a solid spruce door since we have spruce as our build palette. So since we have spruce in our build palette, we're going to go ahead and expand this block right here into multiple categories. The door, fences, slabs, stairs, gates, planks, trapdoors, and buttons. So these are going to provide many different types of textures for these types of areas. As you can see, a door is right here, but maybe we can like add some sort of window coverings. We're going to go ahead and add some of these right here. Don't forget to keep the build consistent. So if we do that on that window, we'll probably do it there. And since this is practically going around, we'll go ahead and just feed it all around this entire build. So here we have a door. So we'll just part that with some stairs and continue this. There we go. So we have consistent stuff. It's very basic, but it has a little bit of detail. The top needs some work, but we'll go ahead and get there. Now, why is this floating? That's something we need to explain to our viewers. Everything in this build, it needs some reason for its existence. So how can this be floating? We can add some sort of supports under these pillars just so it's not like floating. And remembering to keep this build consistent. Now that we got these details, let's go ahead and add some minute details. So we're going to get some lantern because every build needs a light. And since lanterns like to hang, I'm going to increase that just by 1. But we still haven't used some leaves. Leaves are a great way to spruce things up. No puns intended. No pun intended. So we can just break a few of these blocks and to just shove some leaves in places where some overgrowth might occur. So now it's to take the build to the next level. So this is like an intermediate build, right? This can be considered great, you know, we can just call it good. But that's not why we're here. So now we're going to add secondary details. So we're going to separate the roof with some moss carpet. Now, like we did with the spruce, we can break up these different types of blocks. As you can see, there's slabs, there's different kinds of blocks like these. I won't really be using slabs. I will be using their stair versions of these to kind of crack or give some depth into the building. Not too much. We don't want to overdo it maybe there. So we got this build. We didn't add too much details to the secondary detail steps, but it definitely helps at least a little bit. Now, here is something that everyone needs to hear. Your building goes super well, and it looks even better if the terrain around it fits. And with that, there you have it. A beautifully designed, I think so. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to take some screenshots of that. Hit the like button, share with others, so we can do the inside, because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So, I thank you guys for watching. I'm CK, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao, ciao.